Welcome to Compliance TV, where we bring you the news and the content that's out there about compliance in the world. I'm Amanda Swain.
I'm Jack Kelly.
And Jack's here to talk to us about what's going on in the world of compliance.
Once again, we have a newsletter full of great information. Not only the newsletter for ComplianceX, but definitely check out our blog, compliancex.com as well. So one of the stories is about Jamie Dimon. Now, Jamie Dimon, as you know, is the CEO of JP Morgan, and he's not happy. One of the reasons he's not happy, he feels that the regulators are just, there's too many of them, there are too many regulatory agencies, and they're all picking on him at once. Now, when I say that, it makes it sound like he's being ornery and cranky, but the truth is, what I find from speaking to compliance people, regulators, attorneys, it seems like a little overkill, where he may have some credence in that there's the SEC, the CFTC, the Fed, the OCC, a ton of acronyms of regulators that just descend upon all these banks, where sometimes they feel that what happens, instead of trying to do their job, which is to make sure the firm's in compliance, they're appeasing all the regulators. Now, speaking of all these regulators, there's about $230 billion in legal costs that we have, what we talk about in the Compliance Exchange today. And with all these costs, it's still not over. There's other issues coming up, other scandals. The FX scandal is continuing, the dark pool scandals are continuing, and it doesn't seem to be ending, and the fines aren't ending, and the legal costs aren't ending. So that one of the big concerns I think our readers may have is what's going to happen with the bonuses. And that's something maybe you could just elaborate about, Amanda.
Yeah, so January, New Year, we're all waiting, it's bonus time. And the problem with the bonuses this year is that, a lot of these big firms have big regulators that come in and they have these big fines. So the budgets are a little bit messed up. And for these compliance people, especially, they're the ones that are doing all the work to be able to fix these, the fines, to be able to get their firms out of trouble. So if they're paying the price and not getting the bonuses they deserve because of these fines, that's kind of the mystery going into February and March.
Yeah. So I agree with you. The challenge is they're working so hard to avoid further problems, but then for them to be negatively impacted, where management say, sorry guys, hey, we had to pay billions in fines and billions in legal fees. You don't get much. It's almost like a 1-2 punch, because they're working harder, working crazy hours, working under pressure, working under stress, having everybody breathing down their necks, and then say, oops, sorry. So it's going to be interesting. In fact, I think it'd be nice as time goes on, if our readers, viewers could keep us posted what's happening, and we could share that with our readership about what other firms are paying as they start coming in. And as you mentioned, it's not like it starts all at once. It's going to be January, February, March coming in.
Yep.
Another thing too, Amanda, maybe you could share, because we've been so much work with our sites. Maybe you can tell a little bit about what we're up to.
Absolutely. So we have a lot of new content that's coming out for you. We have compliance jobs, which is always hot. We have career advice with our newsletter. We have a blog. We have multiple blogs. Our SoundCloud has a lot of great podcasts that give a lot of great content. We have Compliance TV, Compliance Radio, and we're coming out with an ebook that's actually not just compliance specific, but it walks you through the ins and outs of how to navigate a job interview in general as well.
When do you think that's coming out?
I think next week. Okay. No?
Do you want to tell the title, or should it be a surprise?
I don't know. Maybe we'll keep it a mystery for today.
So stay tuned for the next one.
Stay tuned for the next edition of
Part 4, right?
Yes.
Part 4, okay.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
Thank you. Good night.